Далі я хотів би надати слово пану Паволу Салаї, представникові Центральноєвропейського інституту політичних досліджень Central European Policy Institute. Тема його доповіді – це поточна політика ЄС щодо диверсифікації поставок, які шанси розмити ранкову владу Газпрому. Також кожна тема, так мовити, є дуже цікавою, і вона не політична, а суто, я б сказав би, економічна. Будь ласка, пане Павел.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the invitation. I'm very glad to be in Kiev, and I'll be very glad to discuss your views on the matter of diversification of supplies. So first, I will mention a few facts about gas supplies in Europe, and then I will consider the three ways of supplies diversification, so new pipelines, the LNG market, liquefied natural gas, and the last one is a bit more complex, but it's a mix of market forces and regulatory action on the side of the European Union. So as you know, Gazprom is the biggest, or with Statoil, they are the two biggest importers of gas to Europe. But in Central and Eastern Europe and Ukraine, the gas the dependency is especially high. You can see the table in the presentation that is in your dossier. I will try to explain that the gas market is undergoing a profound transformation in Europe, and there will be new challenges. And these will be, according to me, less political and more economic challenges. So, as you know, at the end of June this year, Shah Deniz Consortium chose the Trans-Adriatic pipeline to bring gas to the European Union. It is the yellow one. Nabucco West is the red one. That was a project which dates at least to the beginning of the 2000s, and it was supposed to bring Caspian gas to Central Europe. This pipeline was not chosen, so there is not enough gas for both of them. It will be TAP that will bring gas to the EU. For the first time, there will be this fourth corridor, Caspian gas, coming into EU, but to Italy. So TAP was chosen mostly for economic reasons. And eventually it may lead to some gas imports to Central and Eastern Europe, but this is a very distant and uncertain perspective. So we have to look beyond the pipelines. So one other option is the LNG market. It is a result of several factors that there were increased LNG supplies to Europe. It can be attributed to the shale gas revolution in the United States, and also there was an abundance of gas because of crisis at the European hubs, and this LNG gas, it increased the liquidity at the hubs. The situation is a bit different now, but LNG still is an important source of gas for the EU. So you can see it's about 20%. Central Europe has several projects of LNG import terminals in Poland, in Croatia, Lithuania, and of course in Ukraine. Russia is not very present on the LNG market. It only has a 5% share on the global market, and its supplies are oriented to Asia. So when we talk about gas diversification, we have to talk about LNG. There are several risks coming with this opportunity. The first is cost of the terminals. The Polish terminal, for example, is expected to cost about $500 million, I think. And this is very difficult for the Central and Eastern European gas companies in the crisis. The other is the nature of the LNG market. It is dominated by long-term contracts. It is not dominated by spot contracts. Which means that this is the kind of contract that Slovakia or Ukraine has with Russia, and these prices are linked to oil prices. And the third risk is the demand. Will there be enough demand in Central and Eastern Europe for these LNG imports? Because Europe itself is a marginal or a minority importer of LNG. Globally, its share is about 20%, whereas Asia's share is about 70%. And the prices are lower, so it's just economically more profitable to export to Asia. And this is one of the reasons why last year LNG imports to Europe dropped. So now I'll talk about the third option. I call it market liquidity, but it's a complex combination of market forces and regulatory action. The problem of Central and Eastern Europe, as was mentioned, is the lack of interconnections. And the gas transit is oriented east to west to transport Russian gas to Western Europe. And although prices dropped for some time thanks to the US shale gas revolution and the LNG imports and the crisis in Western Europe, they remained and they remain much higher in Central and Eastern Europe. This is just an illustration. The lowest line is the Henry Hub in the US, and you see that the German border price is much higher, and the Baltic prices as well is the red line. So we really have two gas markets in the EU, the East and the West European market. Gazprom has a dominant position in Eastern Europe, and the European Commission, after previous attempts with mixed results, decided to open proceedings against Gazprom in September 2012, and it suspects it of the abuse of dominant position. The Russian government and Gazprom don't assign a lot of importance, according to the declarations, to this case, but I think it should not be underestimated. The competition policy, the instrument to investigate companies for antitrust, for monopolistic behavior, is one of the oldest European instruments and policies. And European Commission has already punished companies like Intel or Microsoft with very high fines for abusing dominant position. So you can see these are the accusations of the European Commission. This case may last for about 4 years. This is usually the duration of antitrust cases in the EU, including court proceedings. But eventually, the chances are very high that Commission will succeed. And Gazprom will have to change its pricing policy. And you can see the third point, the link of the price of gas to the price of oil is attacked. So, and this is a very important point in Gazprom's trading policy, and it can change, it can make it behave more like a commercial company. Again, so we are heading to more short-term market, and this is more or less certain that we're going in this direction, but we have to already prepare for that. The problem, it has been already mentioned, is the investments to infrastructure. How can you fund infrastructure if you have short-term gas markets? Will the banks give you lend you money? And the other one is the volatility of spot markets. This concerns especially Central and Eastern Europe because their gas demand is quite low, relatively low. So these gas markets can be either manipulated, so the prices can be artificially increased, or during cold periods there might not be enough gas. So again, there needs to be the problem is the demand, and so I think you can read that later. But the main idea is that these states should cooperate in buying gas, and they should cooperate within a European frame, because European Union has instruments to fund infrastructural projects. Thank you.